I just arrived at Sussman Middle School, which is a part of Downey Unified School District. Now, if you talk to any school administrator, they'll say what makes for good reform. It's a lot of variables, but one factor that's absolutely important is great site leadership. If you look at the principal here, Dr. Jagalski, the vice principal, Dr. Nita Arora, you'll see that they're compassionate, intelligent, driven administrators who have really done wonders for Sussman Middle School. And we're about to talk to them about the last pilot they just had in the last year, which was really amazing. They used Let's Go Learn, which is a diagnostic assessment and personalized learning product. But they also really, put a lot of effort into it because it's a whole school effort to make something happen. It's not just having a good tool. So stay tuned. We're going to talk to them, their teacher, and some students.
Oh, we can change that.
Here we go.
Hello, we're here today at Sussman Middle School. This is Dr. Robert Jagalski, Dr. Anita Arora, and they had a fantastic year last year, and we're going to talk about it. They were using Let's Go Learn, but they were also obviously implementing a much larger reform effort. So Dr. J, can you tell us a little about it?
Statistically, we have students that are considered to have a lot of headwinds, obstacles in their past, and we're just looking for ways to improve and help them any way we can. And one of the things we found was Let's Go Learn really helped us do a push last year. So I'll give a brief overview. Last year, in terms of met and exceeded, so you have the not met, nearly met, met and exceeded. In our met and exceeded category, we went up 11% in 6th grade, 5 to 6% in 8th grade, and that'll be coming out shortly. The official, those are preliminary data that matches our use with Let's Go Learn.
Hello, my name is Karina Marquez. I am ASB Sussman Middle School's president. Let's Go Learn Math Edge. It really helps me with school and testing me and almost preparing me for my tests at the end of the school year. Definitely use Math Edge because it would definitely prepare you for your classes and the future.
And this is our fabulous vice principal, Dr. Arora. She'll give you a little bit more on how we got kids excited about a simple math program.
Hi everyone, my name's Dr. Arora and I'm the vice principal here at Sussman Middle School, and honestly it was a huge team effort to really get this program going, our intervention initiative, and we're really thankful to Richard, Jim, and the entire team at Let's Go Learn to really help us get this moving forward. And what we knew as a team is we needed an intervention program that would work during the day. We had tried so many after-school programs, trying to get students in, trying to get things going, but we needed to get that seed implanted in students saying that this is worth it and this is going to help you during the school day. So we met with our PE teachers and our math teachers, and the village came together to help our students, and they really gave students an opportunity to take the time to actually go into intervention classes during the school day for those who needed it. Take the ADAM assessment that really gave an individualized plan for students to really impact the needs that they had individually. Every student has a different learning plan, but they have that impact for them individually in the gaps that they need to fill. And so our math teachers agreed to, during their prep period, use that time to support the students, and we started really implementing a strong daily program where students were logged on to Let's Go Learn, doing the Math Edge lessons, and then even expanded further into after-school activities and weekend challenges that were really successful with excited students, a lot of prizes, and a lot of motivation to really fill those gaps and help students really enjoy learning math.
I really like the program. My students love it. I think my favorite thing about it is how tailored it is to their needs, filling in those gaps, those essential skills that they need that I might not get to in my regular classroom. The students really like it because they know it's customized to their needs as well. Once they take that ADAM test, they see those locks and they actually really enjoy unlocking them, and they get that sense of fulfillment that they've mastered that task.
So why did you do the weekend challenge? Was it because there wasn't enough time on task, not enough, or what exactly was the motivation?
We tried to get as much time as we could as possible for the students to have access to it. So we found when we started talking about ways to get them involved during the school day, when there's downtime at the end of a period, a teacher can assign something for 5 minutes, get on there 10 minutes. And then Dr. Rohr and a group of teachers were talking about, well, what can we do for the weekends? And then these challenges come around, and a lot of kids have tournaments. They have time in between tournaments. They sit there, they lay in the sun. They're at home.
Sure,
They're
lots
laying
of
around.
YouTube.
And we have, lots of YouTube. So we're saying, hey, we can give them an opportunity.
Yeah, and what was really great, like Saturday school, the kids would have 4 hours of computer usage time. So if they didn't have like computers at home and things to use, we gave them access here. But more importantly, we just wanted to give them more time. And parents loved it because they would be like, okay, our students don't really have that much homework. What can they do? And so all of a sudden, we're sending emails home, dialers home, we're sending flyers home.
Text
we're
reminders,
teaching our parents about Let's Go Learn. Our math teachers actually run workshops with our parents so they can log on to Let's Go Learn. And the parents are like, oh, I don't care if my kid says I don't have homework. They have homework now.
They have homework now.
And they get on Let's Go Learn. And you know what? A lot of Let's Go Learn, the EDGE lessons are gamified and they're fun and they're interactive. And yes, they can be, in your mind getting stuck with songs and things like that. But the kids really learn in that manner. And so we had parents on board. We had the community on board. It was just really successful. And the kids loved the prizes.
Yeah.
Movie tickets, sweatshirts. It was great.
Hi, I'm Danielle Pereira, and I'm in 8th grade. In the weekly math challenge, students were asked to participate for Math Edge program, and I participated and won a shirt from SMS from our school. And it helped me with my math, like everything I was struggling at, it helped me, and I think I just got better at math, and now I'm in honors math.
My name is Maya, and I'm in 8th grade, and I do ASB, and Math Edge has helped me a lot. Basically what we do is you have to do as many math challenges as you can, and then you get a prize at the end. I remember last year I did 5. I didn't win, but I try to do as many as I can, and it was really fun to do all them because you have they kind of teach you in songs and all that. For example, with fractions, it helped me a lot to learn how to multiply and divide them. And right now I'm really good at them.
In terms of results, though, as a principal, you're held accountable from the district, and we want our kids to improve. What we saw with the usage of Let's Go Learn, especially at the 6th grade and at the 8th grade level, kids who used it over the entire year about 20 hours, right around that 20-hour mark, which is what our 8th grade and our 6th grade did, went up. And they were consistently using it. It is what it is. The kids like it. They sometimes even say things like, oh, those songs and stuff. Those songs sometimes get a little whatever, but they say, but it helps me remember. They might say it's annoying, they might say it's this, but in a fun way, it helps them remember, and that's what we want.
One cool thing is that when I'm teaching a lesson, sometimes students have seen that lesson on Math Edge, and as I'm teaching it, they'll tell me, oh, I already learned this, and they have that sense of confidence that it isn't their first time seeing it, and they've got some scaffolding already built in before I even teach the lesson to them. So that's been a really positive aspect of the program.
The modules in Let's Go Learn they were just right. For example, they had those catchy songs.
Don't skip the songs or the little lesson because they do really help.
Taking the math assessment sometimes is challenging, and then if you're getting stuff wrong, it goes a little easier for you. But then when you get it, it goes back to the harder question.
I always did at least do 3 a day so I can get better in math. So when the SAT comes, I know how to do everything.
If they need extra help or want to complete extra assignments, then they could go log into Let's Go Learn and do modules to help them with upcoming tests, quizzes, and homework.
I always mention to the parents, hey, by the way, if over the weekend or at home, they're done with their homework and they have nothing to do, please have them log into to Math Edge. They have all these modules, and the parents really appreciate it. You mean, yeah, they can log in wherever they have internet, and they can work on their math, and you can even check their progress. You can see how they did.
Here's another common question. I know a lot of times administrators are trying to judge programs, right? And it's not always, the program is a piece of it, but it's also implementation, as you just said, right? But when you were evaluating it, what sort of struck you as unique about the Atom Edge combo versus other programs? Because initially, you don't know us, you don't have any track record,
Right.
Initially, what we wanted to do is to provide talking to teachers. They said, we need something that's going to fill in the gaps. We don't have time to go back with 36 or 32 or 38 kids in my class to teach those things, where if kids can get to their level and get those basic skills that could help them, that's great.
And then the original baseline assessment of Adam provides such a detailed overview of where the students' strengths and weaknesses are. So that was very attractive for us as we worked with our teachers. And we had to work them through. It is a long assessment, but it is so worth it. And the teachers, there is a little bit of wow, it's taking so many days, what do we do? And then when they saw the results and then they saw the lessons that absolutely aligned and filled the gaps where students were struggling, it was amazing. And then not only that, so many teachers would approach us and they would say, did you know we can assign lessons? Because kids would actually come back, and even the kids, we would bump into kids. Dr. Aurora, Dr. J, we just did a lesson last night on Let's Go Learn, and then we did it in math class today, and it made sense. And we're like, so it's reinforcing skills in so many ways.
A few months ago, you were here when we were catching kids in the hallway. Just cold. What do you think? You heard it.
Using the program sells itself. If you give it an opportunity and a chance, the individualized lessons, you need to use it, be dedicated, be passionate about it. It will sell itself.
Some kids like to log in and do it every day, and they get excited. They'll come in and be like, oh, Mrs. Perkins, I worked on this last night, and they become really excited and they feel confident. They're happy. I get hugs after tests because all of a sudden they're doing better.
One of the reports I like is just the basic one where I can see how many lessons they've tried and how many times it took them, so that I can talk to that student if they need some extra help on that skill. Also, it helps me to know who I need to encourage to get on Math Edge a little bit more. This year I'm excited to use the report where I can see what students are deficient in certain skills, like in an intervention class, so I can pull them aside and do some small group instruction with them to fill those gaps a little bit stronger with some direct instruction.
On Monday, when I look at the reports and I see how much they've tried, I sometimes point out kids like, hey, I noticed you, great job.
Last year was a great year in math where students felt okay to fail because they had that extra activity or the computer program of Let's Go Learn at home, where they were able to have something, not just me explaining it, but the computer program that actually explained the problems and retaught it to them with not just my boring self teaching them during the day, but it taught it to them step by step. It sang songs. It was on a computer. They love the computers. They love technology. And it's explained it to them step by step in a way where I wasn't able to, no matter how many different ways I taught it to them, and they were confident, and it was okay for them to fail knowing that they had that to fall back on, and they were okay with being like, okay, I can retake this test now. I can go back and redo these problems, and I can go back and reteach myself these lessons and get help with Mrs. Perkins and go over it with her. And it really made them successful.
So our weekly math challenge has been a big success. We tend to run them on the weekends and during longer vacations like spring break and winter break. The students get really excited about it, and you can see that in the data, how many lessons they completed. And when we come back on, say, Monday morning after the weekend, the first thing they ask me is, when are they going to announce the winners of it? And they get really excited about that. So anything that gets kids jazzed up about doing extra math is always going to be a positive thing.
You know what I like seeing is when we're doing the testing right now, where they're at right now, and then throughout the year looking at, well, I would look at where they are on the lessons, the edge lessons, like seeing the growth, like what they're doing, but then at the end of the year where they tested and actually just seeing the huge growth that they've made, like the leaps and bounds that they've come just by doing this extra practice, the filling in the gaps, the holes that they've had.
So at back to school night and at open house, I always remind parents that this resource is available for their students. So even if their student doesn't have homework from me, they always appreciate that their student can log into Let's Go Learn from any device that has internet access, and that they can spend some time working on math. We even had parents log into Let's Go Learn, and the students taught the parents how to use it at open house, and that was really neat. So parents got that same experience as their child.
I really love the program. The kids love it. They're excited to do it, and it makes teaching and learning fun.
Other great thing that I want to say is in terms of support and questions, they do have reps that can come out to the school site to train questions. They're there when you need them. It's not 3 days later, 2 days later, we have a question, they get back to us immediately. So we appreciate that feedback.
And this isn't an exaggeration. In the last 2 days, because we're in the beginning of the school year, we're starting up again. I mean, your representative who's here, Alicia, literally 30, 40 emails in the last 2 days, and boom, boom, boom. And she has resolved everything, and we're
They're quick
so
emails.
happy to,
They're
short emails.
but it's good.
But
Where
it's
are
just
you?
very
Where are you?
helpful.
Where are you?
What do we got? What do we got?
Right,
Anyways.
but no, we really appreciate
Thanks
Let's
for-
Go
All
Learn.
right. Thank you so
and
much.
Look forward to
partnership.
partnership.
Thank you.
Thank you.